again, every time Nigeria is ringing bell. If I look on news, it is bell. If I look social media, it is problem. Eh? When I should be drinking coffee, they will make me to come online. They don't want to have me to rest. But you know what? You know what? The spirit in me, the Biafra spirit in me, I said, when I told you, if Mazen Nnamdi Kanu is looking for 100 people, I promise that I have 50 in me. You have not seen anything. It is not by my power. It is not by my power. It is not by my power. But, you know, as my own oru, I am a royal. You understand? Till Biafra come. But today you are going to receive sense. The crypto, Nigeria crypto. As they are crippling your economy, they close border. They close the border. ESN came out automatically, you know, weaponized. It shocked them. It shocked them. They said, this border no work, oh. This close of border no work, oh. Now, how do we stop the funding now of this Sunday or Igbo? How do we stop the contribution? Let us stop the crypto. Because they were following Nigerians, southern Nigerians. Use crypto. We should open crypto. We use crypto. Don't use the Western Union. Don't use this. They say, so these people are doing crypto. Okay, let us slash them. Bah! They are not considering the economic impact of crypto. No. They are not considering how much the crypto is bringing to Nigeria economy. Their agenda is not to make Nigeria progress. No. They have a better agenda. Now you get the point. Now you get the point. My only problem is that why is it that you must wait? Thomas. Was Thomas born in Nigeria? Is Thomas a Nigerian? Is Thomas in the Bible in Nigeria? Are you a lineage of Thomas? Are you a lineage of Thomas? All of you have Thomas blood in your vein. How did you get Thomas blood in your vein? That it must happen to you first before you understand. Here we hear more. In Anubia, you hear more kind of man. Woo! When we are telling you, you don't know, no, we are telling you, even we are not prophets, but everything we have said, everything we open this mouth to say, if it don't happen today, it will happen tomorrow. I want you to go from the beginning of this struggle, from the beginning. In fact, even the one that we are not sure of, once God asks us to say it, we will say it and God will do it. Hey! Woo! I said, did you see the prayer? May God harden the heart of the leaders in Nigeria so that we will tell them, the world may know that Obi is no longer a boy. I remember when we used to read the history of the Greeks, the Greek god. I don't know, you know, of course you don't read all those things in Africa. The history of the Greek gods. na-eme n'ụbọchị nketa obodo kwesị bụ zoo Nigeria. Lekwa Nigeria ma dọsa ya Chineke nna dị ngosi. Onye ọbụla na-ekpe ekpere ka Nigeria wee wuru ofu nna nke ebere jide ndị dị etu a wee laa ha n'iyi. Chineke nna kiwe biko bịa ka iwe kpọọ ha ọkụ. Kpọọ ha ọkụ kpọọ ezinụlọ ha ọkụ. Ka ha ra agbanyeghị ndị ha bụ ọbụladị ndị ụkọchukwu onye ọbụla mehụrụ ọnụ ma kulie wee sị na ọ ga-adịrị Nigeria na mma, ọ ga-adịrị onye ahụ na mma na ezinụlọ na mma site gosi wee na-eme n'ụbọchị nketa obodo kwesị bụ zoo Nigeria. Lekwa Nigeria ma dọsa ya Chineke nna dị ngosi. Onye ọbụla na-ekpe ekpere ka Nigeria wee wuru ofu nna nke ebere jide ndị dị etu a wee laa ha n'iyi. Chineke nna kiwe biko bịa ka iwe kpọọ ha ọkụ. Kpọọ ha ọkụ kpọọ ezinụlọ ha ọkụ. Ka ha ra agbanyeghị ndị ha bụ ọbụladị ndị ụkọchukwu onye ọbụla mehụrụ ọnụ ma kulie wee sị na ọ ga-adịrị Nigeria na mma.
And we are not going to stop. I want the world to understand me very clearly. We are not going to stop. It doesn't matter what it takes. It doesn't matter how many lives they extinguish. It doesn't matter the genocidal tendencies they bring with them into our land. We are not going to stop. Everybody listening, everybody watching, everybody remotely interested in justice and peace must understand this. Our destination is freedom, and that very place we're heading to is Biafra. And nobody, no soul on this earth can stop us. Instead of Biafra not to come, we all perish. I want our adversaries, our enemies to understand this very, very clearly. We are not going to retreat, not one iota, not 1 inch, because Biafra must come. Because the hatred have continued to this very day. As I'm speaking and addressing all of you right now, they are still arresting, extrajudicially murdering people in our land, people who are alien to our culture, our way of life, our tradition. They are in our land directing their people to slaughter, to kill without mercy. Unfortunately, those we regard as political leaders have connived with these people to ensure the decimation of their own population. That is the type of nonsense we can no longer condone, as you all know.
Is the question. Why is it that the Europeans are afraid of other countries within Africa, may follow up the breakup of Nigeria, and they would want to break up and form their own country? I want you people to ask yourself, why are they thinking like this? Because I have come across a lot of arguments where somebody will say, okay, they want to maintain Nigeria so that, because they are afraid. According to them, during the 1967-1970 Biafra, the issue was that if Biafra, succeeded in breaking away from Nigeria, other African countries will want to follow suit. Now, I ask again, why are they afraid of that? My people, it is not about natural resources. Some people say they are afraid to lose natural resources. It is not afraid to lose natural resources. No. Of course, business is part of it. Business is part of it, which natural resources is also one of the factors. But this is not the issue. The issue here is not about the natural resources. Because anyhow, they are still going to have access to these natural resources. Somehow, they are going to have access to it. But it is not about natural resources. Well, so when natural resources is one compelling factor, but we should go beyond natural resources. It is time we begin to think beyond natural resources. It is not about natural resources. They are afraid of the economic power that will come from Africa when Africa divide along tribal line. Because you see, they know, they are afraid for you to know what they know. So it is not about natural resources. If you are thinking that it is because of natural resources, my brother, somehow you are right, but you are not right completely. You are getting the main point very wrong. The point here is that they are afraid of you adopting the system that made them what they are today. And what is that system? Dividing your country along tribal line. And that is what we want to do. That is exactly the brain we want to bring to Biafra. We want to bring Biafra, and Biafra will be divided along tribal line. That Efik, Ijo, Ichekiri, all these people will be the confederated state of Biafra. You are going to have your own government, your own autonomy, make decision, control your natural resources. If you have 1 trillion ton of whatever you have in your land, you control it. And we are going to have the central government. And it is going to be joint military. The military is going to be like a NATO. If anybody is attacked, the entire Biafra will come. So we are going to have one common defense system. One common defense system. You see, just like this Europe is a little bit different. Europe is, they have countries and all that. And within this country of Europe, there are countries that have autonomy, that have also autonomy within their own countries. Believe me, this is what they don't want us to do. This is what they don't want you to do. The Europeans discover that when they are together as one bunch people with different background, different culture, different language, different understanding, different thinking, things were not working. Things were not working. From 1940, 1930s, 1950s, 1960s, when these countries in Europe were still in one big for nothing country, there were no progress. In fact, do you know that, let me tell you, when they tell you that in Nigeria, in a Benin or so, or is it in Ibadan or so, they have television before Switzerland. They had television, TV in Nigeria or in Yoruba land. Yoruba land, they have TV before Switzerland. Do you know why? Do you know why Yoruba were able to have television before some countries in Europe? Because that time the economy was divided along tribal line. You have, they call it region. They call it regional government. They call it region. It is not region. It was divided along tribal line. And the tribe were allowed to develop and govern themselves. And also, we were told that during that time, Oduduwa, Yoruba have their embassies,
all the killings,
their consulates, even in the United Kingdom. And according to them, they even had their own passports.
Was prevented. That is what
Oduduwa you see today, Yoruba people you see today.
And the whole world have seen how Finland took away our prime minister. And within that period, hundreds of innocent Biafrans have been murdered by Christopher Musa and Tinubu, using the reintegrated terrorists that are imported into the Nigeria territory. That is what is going on. And that is something that Biafrans have risen up and say, no more. So we are still waiting for Finland to accuse our prime minister of anything. They've held our prime minister, going to almost 3 months, 90 days. He did not commit any crime. But from what Finland has done, we have now discovered there is a history of what Finland is doing to suppress Christians, to suppress freedom of speech, and to destroy innocent Biafrans using the globalist agenda, which Finland is part of right now. That is what Finland is doing. Prime Minister Simon Ekpa has not committed any crime. You put him away now, going to 3 months, because you partner with Nigerian state, a terrorist state that have very, very low score and record in human rights. Finland is now part of that. That is exactly what they are doing. How else could one explain holding our prime minister for almost 90 days without indicting him yet? You isolate him. You want to break him psychologically, and you think we are just going to sit down and watch you and your cohorts in Nigeria. Your cohorts in Nigeria, they will get it real hard. It's a promise. It's a promise. Because at the end of the day, we know this battle between Nigeria and Finland and Biafra, we are going to see how it's going to end up. So we heard that some of the items they took from the prime minister, they are returning them. They are yet to send out any indictment. The one that we saw, I think last week, where they now said that it has something to do with a charge on the use of a name like Masters of Law, something like that. We understood that that is not true. That there's no charge like that. Maybe some nonsensical press inside Finland, those that hate us and hate our prime minister, working inside Finland, they are the one that published that, and we're told to just neglect that, because all of us were waiting on Monday for Finland to charge our prime minister for the Master of Law case. We didn't see anything. And again, what Finland is doing is unacceptable. We have those innocent Biafrans that they picked up with our prime minister. They are still in bondage in Finland. Those innocent individuals can still not use their bank account, can still not get a job, can still not do so many things inside Finland. And some of them, they have their name on the terrorist list by the Finland government. How can you put somebody's name in a terrorist list and you've not even indicted that person as a terrorist? What country does that? You've not gone through the normal process of law. You've not proven that these innocent Biafrans, that they are terrorists. You, Finland government, you went and put the name of these innocent Biafrans under the terrorist list. Why should you do that? And you think the world does not know what you are doing? You think Donald Trump does not know what you are doing? You've not charged somebody as a terrorist. Now you put the name anywhere they go in Finland, anything they seek for is being denied because the Finland government has put their name on the terrorist list without even indicting them. How can we say the world, we want to make the world a better place, when we have country leaders that are criminals, criminalizing innocent citizens, and they are the heads of governments? And you think you will go free? Thank you so much. You can go ahead.
Welcome, fellow Biafrans. Thank you so much for joining us on this program. I appreciate every one of you that have connected to the program. Please like and share this program to all platforms. Share to family and friends. Share to everyone that is close to you. We have come once again, as always, to bring an update. Our job here is to continue to sensitize Biafran people, encourage Biafran people to continue to hold onto their right for self-determination, hold their right for self-defense, and continue to hold their right to life. The attack against the Biafran people, the intimidation, the atrocities against the Biafran people can never be forgotten. The conspiracy against Biafran people is so much, and we will not forget. As they continue to engage in their conspiracy against the Biafran people and their leaders, we, the Biafran people, must not be silent. We must continue to speak and shout on top of our voices wherever we find ourselves. That is the way we can be able to make the difference. The freedom of Mazi Nnamdi Kanu is in the hand of the Biafran people. The freedom of Mazi Simon Ekpa is also in our hands. We must continue to speak so that men of conscience will hear our voice and do the right thing. No matter how bad it is, there are still some human beings that has conscience in them. There are still some people that respect humanity. We know that the human rights abuse against Biafrans are not taken serious. They are not regarded as human rights abuse. Genocide against Biafrans is not regarded as genocide. And so many other crimes committed against Biafrans are not regarded as criminal. It is sad, but that is what the world have come to make us believe. From every single thing that is happening today against the Biafran people, it is clear that our issue doesn't matter.
that we don't count in this world, that whatever happens to us is all right. That is what they made us to believe. But we will not agree to that. And that is why we will continue to fight and fight on a daily basis to make sure that our voice is being heard. And today we have come once again to encourage Biafrans across the world to continue to be patriotic to Biafra. Be patriotic. Forget about your personal interests. Forget about your own interests. Forget about exalting yourself. We must remain patriotic to Biafra. Every sacrifice you make today is for yourself. You are not making it to anybody. And when you make sacrifice, you're not making sacrifice to expect praises. You should not be making sacrifice to expect praises or somebody to come and clap for you. No. Every sacrifice we make is for our future, for our generation unborn. We must continue to focus on that which matters, and I bet you our freedom is sure. Now I'm going to play a replay of the program we had in the morning for those who did not pay attention to pay attention on that program and listen. Just maybe you will learn one or two lessons from that morning program. Let's watch. Sacrifice is the pinnacle of patriotism. Sacrifice. If you love Biafra and you are a patriotic citizen, sacrifice is one thing you must make. Don't come to announce to us the sacrifice you have made. Don't make the restoration of Biafra about you, the success that be made about you, that you may sacrifice. Nobody has sacrificed more than the other. That thing you think you are doing as a sacrifice, people have done it 10 times more than you have done. And at the end of the day, they were nowhere to be found. That thing you claim to be sacrifice, people have done it. There is no sacrifice you can claim to do today that people have not done in the past. None. So many people that did it, they lost their life in the course of doing it. Some are not even in the struggle again. Some are not even anywhere. Nobody is mentioning about them. And it is not about their personal praises. The record will always be there for them. That when the story is told, at its point in time, their name will be mentioned. That look at what this person did. But if you are a distractor, if you are focused on drugging, making the whole struggle about yourself, you are focused on projecting yourself as one alpha and omega somewhere. You are projecting yourself as somebody who knows all. You haven't said nothing yet. You are definitely going to fail. You're welcome, my beloved brother Greg. Thank you so much for joining, Greg. Go ahead and speak to us, Greg. Let's hear from you. Thank you for joining.
Good morning. Good morning, Brother Choose.
Good morning, my brother.
Yes, thank you this morning. I hope you are okay in the family. And even friends and enemies.
They are all doing well.
Yes, we thank God for today again. We are in today's 18th of February again, giving God glory that belongs to Him, not to man. Because as long as He gives us the grace to be alive, and every morning you stand up on your feet, it's a very big blessing. So I thank God for that. Yes, every morning when I want to join you, I will first, if I on my TV, when you start talking, I will just go and look at your topic. Then I will start meditating upon that very topic. And so this morning I see sacrifice. It's always difficult to get people who understand what sacrifice is all about. Any person that is really know what the meaning of sacrifice cannot say, without me, this thing cannot happen. Any person that know what sacrifice is all about cannot even remember or be proud of what he is doing. He can only be proud of what you are doing in a way that any person that is around you will see you and admire it. That is the only way you can be proud of what you are doing. For example, Nnamdi Kanu is proud of what he's doing because he knows the meaning of his sacrifice. And he understands that his sacrifice is not just only coming to liberate the Biafrans. That the sacrifice of Nnamdi Kanu go beyond the Biafra people. The sacrifice of Nnamdi Kanu go beyond the Africans. If somebody truly know what it means to be sacrificing. So sacrifice is not just the one that you go to native doctor or to your priest, who will force you, say, go and buy goat, go and kill it in your father's shrine, on this shrine, or go and give it to this shrine, either to God's shrine or to any other shrine, or whatever, any shrine they want you to go and do sacrifice. For me, that one, I not see it as a real sacrifice. It's a sacrifice, yeah. But the true sacrifice is the one that somebody see on his own and think it wise that this is the sacrifice that I have to pay without anybody asking you to come and do it. And you see it as a sacrifice that you're supposed to do. And you started doing it, people started asking, why are you doing this thing when you know you cannot, it's not profiting you? That is real sacrifice. Because you are not sacrificing, doing that sacrifice because you are earning anything profit on your own person. So, most of the sacrifice we normally do when you go to the priest or you go to your native daughter or whoever, you say, go and do sacrifice. You are doing that particular sacrifice because of your own interest of what you want to get. What the problem you have, or what you want to be free from, or what you want to achieve. So they will ask you to go and do sacrifice. Yes, it's a category of sacrifice, but sacrifice is what you are doing for your own personal person, and you want to get what you want. But the true sacrifice is the one you are doing it for people who don't even know you're sacrificing for them. And it's very hard to get it in this Biafra struggle. Because most of our people, anytime somebody do something and he take proud of it and he boast of it, it's no more a sacrifice for me. That's why sometimes some of my friends say, some will see you as somebody who is too proud. It's not proud, but for you to give me, nobody need when I say, so that's what I believe. So that's what I believe. So now people in this our movement, many people have not understand what sacrifice is. If somebody know what sacrifice is, he cannot come and tell Biafrans, you nukum. I have been using my money to finance you and finance this struggle. Even when we know that everybody is putting his money and his effort in the way and at his own level and at his own grace, that person doesn't know what sacrifice means. If he knew, he wouldn't have made that sacrifice. He wouldn't have made such statement. Many people who know what sacrifice means in the government, in anything, will not be looking for position. I was talking to a friend yesterday. I told him, before God and man, I don't want anybody to appoint me for anything. I don't want. That is not my reason for joining. My reasons for joining is to do what? If I can offer $1, if I get it, I offer it silently, quietly. If I can offer any service, I bring that service and I give it quietly. That is my own. If I can speak out, I speak out in the manner that it will, I think it will help what we are doing. There is nothing me being in position, in the rank, in the government that will change, especially when I know that people who are more educated or people who can even do it more better than I can. And just because I want to be in position, just I want to say, Greg, they are out and then you'll be forcing yourself, even when people don't want you. You'll be forcing yourself by all means. And not just forcing yourself, you started boasting that without me, nothing can happen. Maybe you have done something that people praise you and say, brother or sister, you have done this one well. Everything enter into your brain. Then you started bragging. Without me, it cannot work. Well, I know more than even the maker of heaven and earth. When truly any person that is very, very intelligent, any person that has so much information or wisdom, it's very hard for him to come out and boast with it. So sometimes I was asking them, and I said, in this country they are producing cars, the best cars in the world, the best places in the world. And sometimes you see with them in the same supermarket. Sometimes you sit with them in the same church. Sometimes you sit with them in the train. And they never boast. You will not even know that these are the kind of people that you are sitting with. It's only if there is anything that happened that you will say, oh, is this man this? Let me give you an example. 2009 or 2010. So I was driving. So somebody called me on telephone. I picked my phone on the traffic. So there is one man that is car that's on my front. So I was answering that phone, and I was in a hurry. Where I didn't know when I moved my car went and hit the car on my front. So the man quietly calmed down. This is not like Nigeria where you can hit somebody and they will start boxing immediately or talking rubbish. So when he come down, so he said, what happened? I said, I'm sorry. He said, yes. I said, I don't know, I can't just say what happened. He said, okay. He said, but your car is registered. I said, you see it? Yes, registered. I said, you have insurance? I said, yes. I said, okay, no problem. So he said, can I call police or you call? I said, no problem, you call. So he called police. So 15, 20 minutes, police land. So when police came, they asked me my ID card. So I brought my ID card and give it to them. So they asked him his ID card. He brought his ID card. He is the secretary of the CDU general in Germany. CDU is the ruling party. That was when Angela Merkel was in power. He's the secretary. But the kind of how polite, when the man bring out this thing, so immediately when police see his idea, they call his name, he responds. So, and then they ask what happened. He's just say what happened, and I say what happened. They say, okay, that I will normally, it doesn't matter who the person is. The police will say, okay, exchange your telephone number. He went to his inside the car. He brought his ID card. He's gave me his ID card. I saw his ID card. The Secretary General of the ruling party in this country was the man I hate in his BMV. So So when I see that, my God, then I wrote my number, I gave it to him. He said, okay. He asked me, where did I come from? I told him I came from Nigeria. So, oh, Nigeria is a big country. So, yes. So, okay. So that was this. We'll have a little bit discussion. Police just, then everybody just disappear. So when I get to home, I said, even if it were Nigeria, I jammed this. Just imagine you jammed the general secretary of this APC that is ruling, driving himself. He was alone. You know, so it was.
Okay. I said their policemen will first of all attack you first of all.
They will first slap you, now kick you. Why must you be in the same road with this man?
Oh my God.
You see, why must you be in the same road with this kind of person? You know, so that is the meaning, humbleness. So it is still very far, very, 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 very far from our people. It's still very, very far from our people to understand what life is all about. What's this sacrifice you're talking about, will you put here? So our people have to understand what sacrifice is all about. If not sacrifice, by now, Mazen Nankan is not supposed to be there up to 3 months. He will say, okay, I give up. They gave him whatever he wants, but those things he rejected them and said, what I want is freedom. So how can you be fighting for freedom and you are first have not gotten freedom, you are fighting for position, you are fighting for rank, you are saying nobody will advise me, I am the only person who knows everything and nobody will talk to me, don't call me for any advice, don't talk to me. And in everything you are doing, you close. I tell people, stop closing doors for reconciliation. It's not good. Anytime you are fighting with people or having quarreling with people, don't close door for reconciliation. And don't close door for advice. Even when people advise you the ones he doesn't want to hear. If you don't want it, no problem. When the person finishes advice, you thank him. Because that is, the people might understand the advice according to your own understanding and according to the level of their wisdom. What does that mean? You shut that person down. Tell he should not advise you. Or you tag him immediately, Sabo. So if all of us is Sabo, who then will go and bring this Biafra? Is it only Nankani because he's in the dungeon that is not Sabo, and Simon Wepan is not in dungeon, is not Sabo? If they give me this position of Dotongasa Rewese, if you give me $1 million and say, let me go and still sit in that position, I'm telling you the truth, I will not go. I'm a coward. No. But there is the things you know you can do, and there is things you know you cannot do.
Absolutely.
So that is the level of life. It's not just because you know how to talk and you have opportunity to talk, you start talking without holding break. It's not done. So our people should learn what sacrifice is all about. What is sacrifice? The man on the ground must ask himself, why must I live? Why must am I coming here because I don't have a job to do, or did I come to carry this gun to fight this enemy because I really want freedom in this land? So until they start asking themselves that question, if you have not understand the meaning of what you are doing, you cannot get it. Until you have the meaning of what you are doing and the kind of sacrifice you are paying before you can actualize it. That is some problem men on the ground must understand. So sacrifice, I have been saying it most of the time. You pay sacrifice according to the grace you have. Exactly. And when you are paying that sacrifice, don't look back. Anytime you pay that sacrifice, you started looking for gain. It is no more sacrifice. So if you're a man on the ground and you are fighting for freedom, and what you're after is a position and money, then you are not there fighting for freedom. What you are there is for business. You are there on business. So until you remove business aspect of it in your mind, Biafra, if you not remove, Biafra will not come, no matter what you do. Until God sees in your heart that indeed I am in this bush for 1 month, 2 months, 3 months, 4 months, 5 months, 6 months, 1 year, 2 years, because I want this land and my people to be free. That is my purpose of being here. That is only when God will start looking into and no, yes, these my people, they have suffered, and I will give them that freedom. But if you are there, your mind is telling you, I want to be in position and I want to be what I will get as a money. You can that Biafra can never come until both the men on the highest level and the people on the lowest level understand what they are fighting for. What you are fighting for is freedom. There is no amount of money that freedom can buy. Or can buy freedom. Any person that is living in a foreign land, as I'm living here, and you leave your father's house for more than 5 years, 3 years, no matter what they give you in a foreign land, you are a foreigner, whether you like it or not. You are a foreigner. So the day they will turn against you, you will know that you're a foreigner. And as long as you're not in father's house, you get a joke no matter what you have.
Yes.
So that is the purpose of sacrificing. So let our people understand what sacrificing means. If you are coming out today, nobody came to your house and bring you out and say, come and join Biafra struggle, come and join for freedom fighting. So when you are coming out, understand, ask yourself question, what is freedom is all about? And what am I coming to do? If your mind is not coming to tell you that what you are coming to do is to be free, and your people will be free, your land will be free, your children will not be trained in the land that does not belong to them. So no matter what you do, you are a foreigner. And if you get billions, you are a foreigner in that land. I have a German pass, I have this. Doesn't make sense for me. Because it makes no sense, except if I can come home in my father's compound, in his original ancestral land. I came here, go out alone as I want, without nobody molesting me, without nobody harassing me, and then I will contribute to the community growth. That is when I will know I have come on this earth. But for now, I do not see myself as I'm not joining, no matter what I have here, or whatever somebody give me here. What I want is freedom, not position. That is the end of my this moment submission. So let me give other brothers that is this house time to talk. Thank you.
Thank you so much, my brother Greg. You have spoken well. I appreciate you for that expatiating on that very sacrifice. And the topic says, sacrifice is the pinnacle of patriotism. Stop making Biafra restoration success about you. We move. It is very important. I like it that our beloved brother was able to explain that sacrifice so that people would know. Some of us don't know what it is to sacrifice. A sacrifice is a loss or something you give up, usually for the sake of better cause. It is a loss, something you give up for a better cause. It is a loss, not a gain. It is something you give up, not something you receive. So when you come online, you make noise of sacrifice, sacrifice, sacrifice. And at the same time, you are expecting glory and praises. You want to be exalted because you sacrifice. I don't know what that means. You're only telling us about your own personal interest, what brought you. You want to exalt yourself. You want to keep yourself in a certain position. You want to feed your own stomach. That was why you came. It has nothing to do with sacrifice. So when you see people preaching about how much they have sacrificed in this struggle, when you hear such words, pinch yourself and ask yourself, is this thing the person is saying about sacrifice or about personal interest? And it boils down to personal interest. The people that are making the ultimate sacrifice don't even speak. And I'm telling you, there are people who are today buried on the ground because of this cause. You don't know them. You don't even know their name. I don't know them. I don't even know their name. And there are people who are still in the forefront today taking bullets. Some in the hospital. They don't come online to talk. They don't call anybody. These are even the real people sacrificing. Not because of you that we have opportunity to be abroad and you choose your own path. Just like we are doing. These things we are doing now, that all of us that are seated here, if we were to be in Nigeria, we cannot do what we are doing. We cannot. And there are people in Nigeria who can do this thing we are doing better if they have the resources that we have. they will do it 100 times better. Likewise, those who are on the ground doing what they are doing. There are some of us abroad that if we go to the ground there, we can still do what they are doing and do it even better than they are doing. But we were not there. Focus on your own area of jurisdiction. There is division of labor. Why don't you focus on that one you have chosen? That area you have chosen to sacrifice. Loss without looking for gain. Without looking for any interest. That is what sacrifice is all about. And that is what patriotism is. When you talk about patriotism, there's no way you can be patriotic to your country and after you do something, you are looking for praises. No. It's in the hand of the country to get that recognition. And that is why the government have drawn the plan of making sure that all our men on the ground are registered. Everybody, they will have a document to represent you. In case, when Biafra comes, every one of them, their name will be engraved in a stone where we remember them. And still, when that suggestion was brought, you saw some people fighting against it. Why must you give them tag number? Why must you give them ID card? Why must you give them this thing? It is sad. But we must continue to speak. Those who have ears will hear. My brother Chinonso, go ahead and speak. You're welcome, my beloved brother Max. Thank you for joining. Chinonso, go ahead and speak to us. You are muted. We can't hear you. I can't hear you. Max, can you hear him?
No, I can't. But he is talking, but we can't hear him.
We can't hear you. We cannot hear you. No voice.
Check your mute button and see. Chinonso.
Okay. Yeah, maybe just log out and come back again. So, my brother Max, go on. Speak to us, Max, before he comes back.
Thank you so much. And God bless you as usual. Good morning from my little beautiful city of Bolgatanga in Aba East region as usual. May God bless Mazen Namdekan. Continue to strengthen him both physically and spiritually. I know the reason why they are doing what they are doing to Mazen Namdekan. They want to break him. They want to break the spirit of Mazen Namdekan. And Mazen Namdekan, instead of them succeeding, Mazen Namdekan is turning into a dragon in their courts, biting them the way it should be. And glory be to God for him, for giving us a man like that. Thank God also for Simon Epa. I know that wherever he is now, the Spirit of God is with him. The peace of Chukwokika Biama and the prayers of every Biafran is reaching Chukwokika Biama in heaven. May he be protected. May whatever that he represents be protected in the name of Chukwokika Biama. Our people in the homeland, those that are fighting every night and day, protecting my mother's ancestral land, I say, may God continue to bless each and every one of you. You are doing well. You are doing a great job. That sacrifice that you are making, sometimes might take your life, will never go in vain. God will never allow you to walk, to become a truck that made so much money for the master and sleep outside. That will not be your portion. We will succeed. All of you, the government of the United States of Biafra, ministers, honorable members, Dr. Ngazan Rabueze, the presiding officer of the United States of Biafra, I say may God continue to bless each and every one of you. Those in the comment section, I say may the love of God be with you today and forever as we fight on for the total recognition of Biafra. You see, like the topic said, I want to tell you people today again that the zoo has done it again. In Katsina, they mistakenly lost their coordinates and about 6 civilians are killed, are died through airstrike. These are civilians that have nothing to do with terrorism. These are people that are staying in the attached house, villagers, farmers that are being ravaged by terrorists as well, that are meant to pay dues in Katsina. And that is where the imposter, Buhari, is living. You just imagine someone that has a wife, a wife, un-Islamic. You are living alone in a house, taking care of yourself at old age, over 80 years, I think close to 80 years now or more, but your wife is different place. That shows you what Mazen Namdekano was saying. The young man with the young hand. The young man with the young hand. Mazen Namdekano said these things and people didn't believe. They attacked him and so on and so forth. Today, the old husband is living in a different place in Katsina, Daura, whereas the wife is living in a different place, un-Islamic. I leave you to judge. I leave you all to judge that. So, my people, sacrifice is something that you give without expecting anything in return. Sacrifice is your heart, your blood that you give out. That is why sometimes when people say soldiers, we are sacrificing, I know I take it with a pinch of salt, because there are remuneration and salary reward that you are paid on monthly basis to go and carry arms to fight for your country. Yes. But there are some certain things that you do for your country, and once you are doing it, you don't demand any reward from it. It might take your life. That is sacrifice. What Mazen Namdekano is doing, he is not being paid for what he is doing. The ordeal that is going through in the hands of the enemies of Biafra, is not getting any reward from it. The reward, as he always say, is Biafra that is about to come. That's the reward. Sacrifice can take your life. It's something that you give, part of your own body, in fact, your entire body. That is what you give. If you really want to sacrifice, that is the reason why I was asking. When they ask you to give account and you refuse to give account, there is something that you are benefiting from there. That is the reason why you are holding on to that seat. You don't want to let go. Something you are benefiting. I asked the question, is that volunteering? Because what we do, we volunteer to do what we do. Nobody forced us or conscripted us to come into it. We volunteered to come to do what we are doing. Nobody is paying Brother Chooks. Nobody is paying Awemunu Yokene. My brother Chinonso and Craig. Nobody is paying any of you. You are doing it because of the love of your land. You don't want your land to be desecrated. You don't want people to invade your land and take it over from you and make you, put you in perpetual slavery. That is what pushes me. I can stay in Ghana and say, they are not coming in Ghana, let me stay here. But how do I do with my family, my mother that is in Aba? How do I do with my cousins that are all over the places in that area, in the zoo? How do I do with them? If anything happens to them, it has also happened to me. Once it happens to the eye, it will definitely affect the nose. That is how it is. That is the reason why I said, no, we will put our mouth and urinate in one place so that the form will be heavier to meet up with the demands of the day. We are making sacrifices. You don't demand anything in return. If, let's say, war is inevitable today, there are so many of us who make the sacrifice irrespective. Is it not something we've been doing before? It be something that we've been doing before. We know how to operate it. We know how to do it. So it's something that we can come and do. We would do it. It's a sacrifice that you pay. You do for your mother, for my own motherland. That is what I would do. Whether deaf or alive, if I go in there and my blood is taken, glory be to God. I survive, glory be to God. I have a cause. I have a reason for doing what I am doing and what I am going to do for the land of Biafra in the future, if need be. So when you are taking that part of you to do this, the glory can only come. Maybe you will not be the person that will take the glory. Those that are coming behind you, your generation unborn, like the way we remember Let Osajafo Kwame Nkrumah today in Ghana, one of the outstanding presidents Ghana has ever produced. Unfortunately, the globalists chased him out and overthrew him. We remember him today. Those that dealt with him that time are today regretting for what they did as at that time. They are regretting. That is how you are going to be remembered. That is how your children will continue to give glory to God for having people like you. Is for the sacrifice that you are making today. If you are doing the sacrifice and you are expecting reward from it, then you are a bureaucratic agitator. You want money. All of us are here to do the needful, and we must continue to read and pray that God protects us, give us the strength to continue to fight for my own motherland. I yield here, my brother. Thank you.
Thank you so much, our beloved brother Max. Chino, so let's say, take the mic. I hope it goes on now. We cannot hear you. You're not coming out, we can't hear you. What's wrong with you?
We can't hear you.
They don't block you today.
What?
The egg don't catch your food today. Okay, we can hear you. We can hear you. Thank you so much, my fellow Biafrans.
I'm back.
Okay. Okay, go ahead.
I'm back. Sorry. Yeah. Thank you, Brother Max. You're welcome.
I can't see him on the screen. Oh.
No, it's Greg speaking. Go ahead, bro, Greg. Go ahead.
They will not watch a Greg. They will.
Yes, sir. Yes, we'll continue. You know, we will continue talking about the sacrifice. When Max come in, he talked about the plane, this in Kaduna or whatever, Castina. And
Katsina.
You know, many news pumped up yesterday. I saw where the somebody tweeted the American embassy. America closed their embassy in Abuja. I don't know if that is true or not. Another news came again. Now, you know, a UK Parliament debating about Nnamdi Kanu's situation.
No, so, that was 3 years ago. That Craig, not much Craig. That was 3 years ago. Mm.
Okay, not of recent, eh?
No, not of recent. That was 3 years ago. In I think Arise TV. I saw it as well.
Okay. So I said let them go to hell if that is true or not, because it doesn't make any sense to us. The only thing we are talking about is let us talk to our people first to have sense, to sacrifice themselves for what we are fighting for. Because if we have not been able to gather ourselves and know the meaning of what we are doing, you cannot be crying that people are not helping you. While the people you are fighting with are the ones stabbing you from behind, stabbing themselves from behind. So the sacrifice is what our people must learn and forget about the self-position. Putting myself in position, I want to be the prime minister, I want to be the president. And then when they ask you to come down from that position for another person to work, then he said, no, I want to scatter everything. Why must you remove me? I am this, I am that. So that means that person doesn't know what sacrifice is all about. So any person that is indeed on a sacrifice to make sure that Biafra come, if you ask him and say, brother, this way you are going is not good, he will look back for the love he has for that Biafra.
Yes.
He will ask, where is the area that I'm not doing is good, and how is it supposed to be? And this is why, and this is why I'm doing this, and this is why this is not supposed to be like this. Because I cannot understand why we can be fighting for independence, and anytime a fellow brother or sister make any single mistake, he would turn to Sabo. Because I want us to just talk about this very word, Sabo. Anytime your brother make any single mistake, he becomes Sabo. So, and not calling him with love.
Craig, they don't, Master Craig, sorry to cut in here. Sorry to cut in here. They don't call me Sabotaya.
A general title for all of us now. A general title. Even Mazi Simon Eka, they call him. Even Mazi Nande Kamazeka, he was called Sabo. So those people, they have abused that word. Go ahead, my brother.
Those people that were hailing me that time. Oh, our brother in Ghana, our brother in Ghana. Today, I be even Sabo criminal.
Because if someone correctly tell him, my brother, this area you are going is not good. This is how it's supposed to be, and that is how it's supposed to be. And he doesn't want to cool down and share idea with you or look into those areas you are pointing that makes him to deviate from what we are doing. Instead, he becomes Sabo immediately. And because of everybody, this Sabo, that's the area I want to touch. Because of calling people Sabo, even when they have not done anything, it will make a lot of people it will discourage a lot of people if they want to do something. Because why I want to come is, had it been like this mistake the military did in Castina, if it were a Biafra man you sent to go there and bomb, and maybe he made a mistake and they will tell you, he says, Sabo, why must you bring him into this military? He wants to sabotage everything we are doing. Forgetting that he did it intentional. No matter what you try to convince them that it is a mistake, they will not accept that is a mistake. And because of that, if you are trying to send another person who will have someone courage, that person will slide by because he wouldn't want to be called Sabo. That's the area I'm coming from. So, in everything you are doing, it is always good. I'm not saying that German word is not bad. That says, he said, trust is good, but control is better. It doesn't mean that you cannot control everything, but you control it in a manner that will show your brother or not your sister love, that you are not controlling it because you hate him. Because every time he started acting in a wrong direction, and fighting and quarreling is has always entered. Where people have started cursing each other, there is no amount of advice you give to that person he will accept, because already he will term you as his enemy, and you can never advise your enemy. It's not possible. That is why our people say, so for the sake he have already tagged you as his enemy. Even when you are telling him the truth, he will no more take it because you have brought it in the wrong way. But if you come in the right way and advise him, maybe he might listen if he's the one that have a listening ear. When you are condemned, you call him Sabo, call him criminal, tell him that God will kill all his family and his mother and father and on his unborn children. And then you come back to advise him. It makes no sense. Already you are automatically his enemy because I've closed the door of advice and door of peace with that person. So all these things are where that sacrifice comes in. When you are moving with your brother or your sister, Have it in wholeheartedly that we are pursuing the same goal. Not if there is any mistake, he becomes Sabo immediately. Don't bring him in. He's a killer. He's a Sabo. He's this, he's that. Without going through investigation, even when somebody makes mistake, or when even though that person is a Sabo, you will still have good and give him chances. As I give him that chances, you'll be watching him to know if that one he did before was a mistake or if it was intentional. But because of that, he's already Sabo again. And anytime he wants to do, he'll be afraid. Or he doesn't want to do this. So if the one that have conscience, so the one that doesn't have conscience will, even because he calls himself, he will say, okay, let me spoil everything.
Yes.
So we have to be careful and know how to talk. That is my own side of it on this. So when you are working for Biafra, please do it wholeheartedly. Don't come in with fighting and calling every time. Anytime if you are coming to the meeting, you come like a tiger. You will dress in your house, bath, eat food, wear your clothes to go to meeting. Immediately you enter into that meeting, your another spirit will enter you, become a tiger. You forget your purpose of coming to that meeting. Not to come there to create enmity, not to come there to fight your brother or your sister. You're coming in that meeting to find solution. So when some spirits enter anytime you go, you say, no, I am here because I want us to have solution. Not coming to any meeting like a tiger. This person is that. This other person is that. You can never bring peace. And these are the only thing I'm telling you. This is the only thing I've been delaying, making this cause delay for a long time. And people must change from it. Let there be a sacrifice. Sacrifice whatever you can. If it is money you can offer with all your heart. If it is service, with all your heart. If it's advice, with all your heart. Whatever you can offer it as a sacrifice and come with a pure heart. So that let this Biafra walk. We cannot be fighting for freedom for 100 years and we cannot achieve it because we are not sacrificing and we don't know what the sacrifice is all about and what freedom is fighting is all about. I am not coming to freedom because I see Okeke coming. I'm coming because I understand the first day I entered this country, I give cause. You see, if cause can kill, Obasanjo by now must have not been alive. But Bangida is still alive today. Obasanjo is still running a marathon. Does it mean that he's too clean? No. But all those causes we are learning doesn't do anything. So if somebody can break egg to kill the person he's fighting freedom with, why don't you break that egg and kill these people in this office? Kill those of them for him. Cause those of them, let him be blind and let him be crippled. So that those of them will get out of the way. Then you cause and Soludo and all the Eastern politicians that are causing problems. You go and break the egg in their head and cause them. Let your cause go and cripple all of them, all the whole Ohaneses and all those whole Eastern politicians that are causing evil in Biafra land. You go to the Abuja, break on the head of Tinubu, break the egg in the head of what do you call him? Shatima. Break it in the head of Gowan. I think that Gowan is supposed to break the egg. Let Gowan die first for me. So let him be alive. Let him die. Break that egg. Let Gowan die. You leave Gowan. You are breaking egg on the head of Ngozi Oreweze. You are breaking egg on the head of Adeda Ramma. You are breaking head on my head. You are breaking on any Biafrans. So, and these are not your problem. I cannot go and break head on the head of Ogenkere. For what? No matter what, he's the brother. But he's only selfish. And I cannot say because my brother is selfish, I will go and break an egg, let him die. What will he, if he die, what will I profit? That is not sacrifice we are looking for. If you want to sacrifice to get Biafra. If breaking egg is your sacrifice, break it on the head of Tinubu and Shatima. Let us rock born today. Then we will call you a hero. So stop breaking egg and do any evil recantation on your brothers and your sisters. Otherwise, it can never work. So that is my message to all of them that break egg. Let that egg never turn against them. I never pray for it even back to send that to them. Let their family be okay. Let every family, Biafran family, be okay. Let us be free. That is what we are fighting for. If you have anything you can do to Tinubu, do it to Tinubu. Tinubu is an old man. He has destroyed a lot of life, both in Lagos and everywhere. Break that egg on his head. Let that charm and the magic work on all those people, not on the people that is suffering what you're suffering, taking shit every day because you are working in a foreign land, even though you are making money. So that is my summit. Thank you, my brother.
Thank you so much. I appreciate you for that very submission. You have spoken very well, and I believe that Biafrans are listening, and we will continue to focus, not get distracted. Before my beloved brother Maxwell goes in and speak, I want to ask a question to my beloved brother Maxwell, and I want us to learn a lesson from the question about it's a security question, and that is why I'm putting that question to my brother Maxwell, because of the things that are happening and some confusion, that people who are confused. That's why I want to ask this question. And I'm asking that question to our beloved brother Maxwell, who has experience in the security aspect of lives and all this. And my question is this. My brother Maxwell, let's assume you are being made the chief security, let's say you're being made the chief of staff of Biafra to defend Biafra land, or to defend any place, or even to defend Ghana. To what length will you go to carry out your duty to make sure that that land is being protected? Let's take, for example, if a situation warrants, that you can even use an enemy to overcome the enemy to win your battle, will you go to that length?
You see, there are a lot of things that we do when it comes to being successful in our duties, in carrying out our duties. That is the reason why there was a time when we were discussing here, I told you about, friendly enemy forces. There's what we call friendly enemy forces. They are not your friend, but they are not your enemy. But you can still work with them. But when you are doing that, you have to be careful, you have to be vigilant. You have to make sure that the primary purpose of using that route is fulfilled. That your own man and yourself is not affected. And if in the course of doing that, and there is some kind of problem ensued, you have to slug it out as well, because that time they have taken up arms, they have become a challenge to you. So you need to do everything to, neutralize them. That is number one. Number two, I can go at any length to do anything that I'm going to do to secure my AOR, area of responsibility, that is given to me, within my reach and within my own capacity, with what have been provided for me. Because if you are not provided with tools that you are going to use to engage, you are handicapped. Your movement and your efficacy is reduced. But once you are really FSMO, full-scale marching order, given, then you have to do everything. If you don't deliver, that is an act of negligence on your own. And the constituted authority can as well query you for being negligent. So you can use any means, anyhow, to get your target or your assignment properly done. Because if you don't do it, your land will be under attack. So you have to do it. Whether you use your enemy, friendly enemy forces, so you at least, it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. I don't know if I've answered your question.
Thank you so much. You answered excellently well, and that was what I was expecting, because you have given this line of discussion here before in your speech, and that is why I asked it. And I asked this question for a reason, and I know that people who are intelligent are going to know why I asked this question. And the key word you mentioned there that I was expecting to hear is that frenemy, using enemy forces to win your battle. And you went ahead to say that if there is any loopholes, you make sure you clamp down on it before anything. I'm so happy that you are joining us on this platform, and I believe that is why in this platform I'm not interested in drawing crowd or speaking in a language that will make them be the one that have first said it. They will say, "Oh, you are the one that break this news," and people will begin to run after it. The most important thing is making people understand deep things that they fail to understand. Most of the time when we talk about security issues, we say security issues should not be discussed online. Security issues to be left for the security department. There are sensitive issues you must not even talk about. Every country has these sensitive issues. Every forces have it. Go ahead, my brother.
You see, there was a time I told you here, I said, I don't care. For Biafra to come, if Satan descend now that, Awimbun, I am going to help you to get the Biafra, and I see the Satan doing it, I will be happy. But once I'm done, I would put the Satan the position where it belongs, because naturally it's my enemy. But for that moment to accomplish that task, I can still use Satan to do whatever I want to do at that time, knowing fully well that I will be successful and the people behind me will enjoy the success that we have achieved. So that is how I will put it.
Thank you so much, my beloved Max. You answered excellently well. And for those who really want to learn, who are seeking for answers, I believe that answer you gave will solve a whole lot of problems.
Hold on, please. Forgive me. You see, if you remember, this thing that you've asked now, that it has been, they are applying it. Let me use it. They are applying it in Igbo land as we speak, in Biafra land as we speak.
Absolutely.
If you remember Sheikh Gumi said, use the Igbo youths to fight the Igbo people. It wasn't long. Soludo established Akune Chamber, whatever they call it, target that they are using to do what they are doing, and innocent people are being fired. In fact, I heard something on the space yesterday. Is it the Alfonso space? It was my enemy, but anytime I go there, I speak Biafra entirely and make sure I denigrate that entity that is making us, suffer the way we are suffering today. They say they have decided now they are even arresting people without bra.
Don't worry, don't go there. We will go to that. I will play the video before we discuss it. Just be patient. I will play the video, then we'll discuss that. Let's hear from Okosisi. Okosisi, go ahead. Let's hear from you.
Yes, my brother.
Welcome.
Maz.
No.
And
True Survivor.
My brother, True Survivor.
And Greg.
Good morning, and to our fellow Biafrans that are listening. You see, Marx have really hit the nail on the head. And that was what one of the things that makes me to come in. And when he dropped, he now remembered that was the reason why I was coming. Say, Gumi That is, Nigeria is our enemy. Nigerians understand, and they are using, because there is no Igbo politicians today that after Nigeria might have used him or her, that Nigeria will not come after him or her.
Exactly.
So they will use them to suppress Biafrans. And that is the reason why you see that we will move 100 miles forward, then 200 miles backward. Because Nigeria is using that tool against us perfectly, and it's working for them. Example of this is the utterances that is coming from those arch enemies of Biafra. You can imagine Gumi saying things and it's happening in Biafra land. That is to tell you the battles that Biafra and Biafrans and the Biafran government is battling with. Look at what the so-called wife of our internal leader did to this struggle. In time to come, when Biafra finally regain its full-fledged freedom, people will still come out to say, please forgive her. She did it out of ignorantly. But look at what we are suffering today. I am meant to understand that Bianca Ojukwu has a link with this so-called Ogenkere. Right from Ifeanyi Oba, it was Ifeanyi Oba that brought Ogenkere. And we all know the atrocities of Ifeanyi Oba. How did he end up today? Now, Bianca is at the forefront. And believe you me, that the way all these people ended, that is exact the same way this so-called Bianca will also end. Vam and his group that are breaking egg all over Europe. They saw Gumi. They have been hearing of Gumi. They have been hearing of Bianca. They have been hearing of our leader have been in detention close to 4 years to 5 years now. No egg has been broken in the head of their own enemy. So when you see all these things and you start reasoning, you find out that the reason why they are not breaking all this egg in the eyes of these enemies, you don't need a soothsayer to tell you that they are feeding from the enemies. The enemies are feeding them. That is why Ogenkere will come out today and say he is the acting prime minister. Our prime minister is not incapacitated. He was very active, and the cause he is the cause of Biafra. Our prime minister is not in the hospital that we say he doesn't have strength to talk, or he's in the grave, or he's not going to come out anymore. That is to tell you the atrocities of these people, that after 2 days of they noticing that our prime minister have been heard, they started putting up issues. That is because this is a plan, organized plan activities, right from Ifeanyi, the Enugu state governor, and all that. For him to start paying the medias, for him to start dishing out money to the medias, buying the media, they understand that with the media on their side, the war will be half won. That is why he started buying the medias, giving them so many promises, giving them money and all that. Knowing fully well that those media are not there for the cause of Biafra, they are there for the cause of their pocket. That is why he was able to buy them off. To the extent that coming online to threaten Biafran Unite, because he have invested in Biafran Unite with the zoo money. They have invested in Biafran Unite. He threatened him, and the next thing he did was to run back, because he knows he has been dining with the devil, and the devil, they know themselves. Nobody can tell me today that Biafran Unite is not talking with Enugu state governor. Nobody can tell me today that Sonny Akbarawa is not talking with Akpabio or the Enugu state governor. Nobody will tell me that. Because when you see the dancing step of a woman, you know if the dancing step is in line with the music that is playing or it's not. So the enemies know what they are doing. But I tell you, our leaders, all our leader prophecies have come to pass, even to the extent for the actualization of Biafra. Biafra has been actualized. Nobody knew, nobody with everything they have done to stop the redeclaration. Biafra was redeclared in the eyes of the enemies. How dare you not think that even in the eyes of the enemies, that Biafra will be recognized and our full-fledged country will be actualized, total freedom will be actualized. You see, for God to bring out Ngozi Orabueze at this point, God have a purpose. And her coming out is to serve a purpose. A purpose that will not be served by any man, because God knows that if any man serve that purpose, they will buy him off and Biafra will collapse. That is why you see her piloting the affair of Biafra right now, piloting it very, very well. The zoo government will try everything, but they will not get to her. They will never, never get to her. This time is the right time for Biafra to get their own total freedom. That is why God brought her up, to stand the gap. In Biafra's struggle, who has ever thought that a woman will stand this strong, irrespective of the adversaries, irrespective of the enemies? coming from in and without. But she stood firm, and she's still standing till tomorrow. Even the people you never thought that will fight her are also fighting her today. But God will put the whole of them ashame. Because this time around is the time of the total liberation of Biafra. And there is nothing any man can do. Even the zoo, they know it. They know it. Who will ever, who as today stands, who would have thought that even Canada will deny the so-called people visa? That is to tell you that what is happening in Biafra land is going. They are listening, they are hearing. They know what is going on. But somebody have to come and stir things up for them to step in. So we thank God for everything that is going on. Ogenkere has failed. Sonia, he failed at the beginning of Biafran declaration. That is where his failure started. Even when he came online to come and lie with Sonia Akbarawa, the failure was also following him. So they will continue to fail, irrespective of how close you are with our enemies, irrespective of the things you are getting from the enemies, irrespective of the amount. If you like, break all the eggs in the Europe, it will never get to Ngozi Orabueze, because the hand that is upon her is higher than the egg you are breaking. This Biafran struggle is not for anybody. It is the spirit that chooses, not man. Our prime minister, the reason why God brought him was to dismantle that evil organization they call, what was it called? The DOS, the evil cabal. God used him to dismantle it and bring Biafra to the front light. God used a woman to redeclare Biafra. That is to tell you that in the course of Biafran struggle is not made by man. The death of over 5 million people unjustly killed, and they are still killing. And you think that is what a man can surmount, even in the spirit world? It's not possible. It's never possible. And God will help us to actualize this Biafra in no time. I thank each and every one of us that are here. I thank you, Maz, that is always coming up. And I thank you, True Survivor.
Thank you.
I'm always here, day in, day out. I also extend my greetings to Ugo 247. I never knew that Ugo is as knowledgeable as that, to the extent that even when this man was trying to buy him off, you see, when you are coming to Biafran struggle, you know what you are coming for. Nobody can buy you. There's nobody that can buy you, irrespective of the money that was being thrown at you. it will never entice you because you know what you want. You know the spirit that is leading you. So forget about all these farm and so-called Marawa and Biafran Unite and all that. They have spoiled their hand in the evil pot with Ogenkere, Mba, Hope Uzodema, and all these people. They are not in the Biafran cause. They are not fighting for the benefit of Biafrans. They are fighting for their pocket. So we should all know this and know peace. Thank you. And I yield my mic to give other people a chance to talk. Thank you very much.
Thank you. Thank you so much, my brother. I appreciate you for that amazing contribution. You have spoken well, and I believe the Biafrans are listening and they're getting information. So moving forward, we know, as we have all spoken, and we know that the enemies we are talking about are enemies at home. They are enemies at home. And we will not stop speaking. We will continue to speak, and we will continue to bring out information and educate Biafrans and let them know what they have to know. It is very, very important. The attack against Biafran people that is coming from right, left, and center is something that we cannot keep silent about. Every one of us have seen what Soludo is doing in Anambra State. And I want to play a video that I saw on social media that caught my attention. I want us to pay attention to this very video, and after playing this video, we can all contribute on the video, and then I think that will be our last topic, and then we'll end the program. Let us watch this video and hear what the reporter had to say. It is very interesting and important. Let us watch and drive our discussion from there.
So this thing, let me just interpret it in English language. They said, anybody with... So this thing, let me just interpret it in English language. They said, anybody with dread, sin in a bagana, will go to jail. Any woman who is not wearing bra and pants must go to jail because of Soludo gave an order. This person here is Soludo's son. I don't know if it's the first son or the second son. This guy here, now our Governor Soludo's son, and they plait hair. Mr. Governor, your son, they plait hair. This is one of your senior sons. Your last born, Siam, your last son is on dread. Your last son said, "I even plate in plate." Your first son, I be your second son, I even dread in get like me. This one are plate in plates. This is your daughter. Okwaboto. Is this not your daughter? You are telling us you cannot talk to your own family. Abi, you get some Anambra indigenous. Anambra, you get some Anambarians. We get more right past some Anambarians. I just want to understand this thing. Your sons cannot be wearing dread. Your daughter cannot look like this. You will come out as a governor and be telling us, because we are poor masses, not to put on dread, not to wear. Do you know that sometimes this bra they cause cancer? What it make girls not they wear bra again because of doctor said that sometimes it causes cancer. Some know they wear pants again because of say they use their pants, they do ritual. So you want to tell me how to live my life, my Governor Soludo? We will vote for you. We voted for you to help us clean up Anambra State. Make sure that education is 100%. That governor, you are now deviating from the actual work we voted you to do. You're supposed to protect poor masses, not intimidate us. Why you tell me say make I no carry dread? Say if I carry dread, say dread. In which law? Say dread na that's how they commit crime. In which of the Nigerian law or the state law? Where, whose section? They talk say make men know they carry dread, or make men know they plait hair, or make girls know they wear pants, or make girls know they wear bra. Mr. Governor, talk to your children. If your 2 children cut their dread, I will come out on social media and tell everybody to go and cut their dread in Anambra State. But for now, do your work. Fight the insecurity in Anambra State and leave young guys alone. And leave young guys alone. Me, I be pure Anambra blood. My mama is from Anambra. My papa is from Anambra. Mpo. You cannot tell us what to do. We voted for you. We rooted for you. So no one they tell us, no one they use your power now, they try to intimidate us. One does your AVG, Agune Chamber, Ebubago. Want them. Because if I hear as a human rights,
You heard the cry of an Amberian. You heard the cry of an Amberians. The town crier is going around as the town crier. If you carry dread, you are going to jail. If you didn't wear bra, you are going to jail. If you didn't wear pants, you are going to jail. It's just like the things we see in comedy and in drama, but finally it's becoming real. The only place we used to see this kind of news, this town crier, is in comedy, in Nigerian movie, Nollywood. That is where we use this kind of town criers, where they come, they ring a bell and they make announcement. If you are carrying dread or if you are not wearing pants and bra, you are going to jail. But finally, it is no longer in Nollywood. This one a live experience. So, who is going first? I think let's Greg go first. Then our brother Max will now follow on.
Why? Yo, nah, chama. My mother chama, because you know when there's one guy from India, I used to work with him together. So when Soludo was coming out as a governor, during between Soludo, no, that time I have not started, but he first come out during the time of Obi, before Obi brought out what do you call him, Obiano. So Obiano take power. Then he came from Apga, Soludo, and later he came back to Apga after before Obiano was about to leave. So I told this guy, I said, this man, a professor, I told him, I said, for me, as long as I've lived in this Western world, and I have seen a lot of professors, I'm opportune to meet some professors here. I didn't come to Germany to study. I'm not an academician or whatever you people call it. But I have a lot of friends of people, my people, that were Igbo people, who came to study in this Europe. Many of them. So, because I was into one kind of the business I was doing before, so I had opportunity to meet a lot of them. So, and most of the time, if I visit them or if we go out for anything, most of them, their professors will visit them. I will see them and I will just listen to their interactions and everything. So when they tell me Soludo is coming as a governor, and after he worked with the what do you call him, Obasanjo, as a central bank manager.
He still worked with Buhari, late Buhari. He worked also as chief of economic team. I remember of economic team.
Yes. So no, but before economic team, when he finished with Buhari, when he finished with Obasanjo, Buhari did not come immediately. So Yar'Adua came with Jonathan. So where I'm going is this. Soludo as a professor working as a central bank governor, I didn't have problem with that, because that is an appointment as a professor. So after he finished as a professor, I did not expect a professor to come back too low to enter politics, local politics, and start playing dirty. From there, I know that man is not real. As a professor, and the way they had his name was at that time, and his level as in Suka that time. I tell somebody, the guy knows the man that I tell him, I have never seen a professor in this Western world brought himself so low to politics, that kind of politics. I tell him that man is not real. At that time. So when all these things are happening, when Soludo come out, he want to tell them he want to make Anambra State as a Dubai, I laughed. I say, as a professor, after I finish his appointment, he's supposed to go back to classroom or look for other appointment or other kind of job, not coming into politics. Look at his family now. If they tell you a professor like Soludo will have the kind of children, will you believe it?
And a person will drag other people with children.
Oh, Jesus Christ. So look at his example. He has not been able to put his family in order. And they are coming out to tell other people's children not to do this or not to do that. I don't know who I was speaking with. I was speaking with one of my lawyer friends. That was on Sunday. So, in Nigeria. So we were discussing about what is happening in Anambra. I told him, how can a professor be so crude with the kind of thought he brought out in Anambra State? So we started with the things what is happening in Anambra. He talked about, he asked, the first question the lawyer asked me, I didn't know his position. He said, Greg, what is Okite to you? I said, you're asking me what is Okite? Am I living in Nigeria? But as long as I'm concerned, Okite is evil. Anything that calls itself witchcraft, this for me, it is evil. He said, I know him, but I know him. He's a pure, charismatic Christian. He's a lawyer. He said, you know my Christian stand? I say, yes. He said, but with what Soludo is doing, if any of all those evil native doctors come to me as a lawyer, and I will charge them, I will defend them to do anything, because what Soludo is doing is not the way he's supposed to go about it. And that is the perfect truth. So, now, look at his family. So, the problem of Soludo in this woman that wearing bra, and somebody who played having dreadlock in their head. That is the level he brought himself. A person, somebody who want to change, what do you call it? Want to change the Anambra to Dubai. So can you somebody point, just single point one particular thing Soludo have achieved in Anambra State, as is now trying to come for a second tenor? Look at the daughter. So it's a pity. That is the kind of people we have. Is this one now because they brought these children now? You don't know how other people's children looks like. So yeah, this is what the professor is producing. Is that not shame? So my brother, it's a pity. It's a pity that all this kind of thing is happening in Igbo land, because of everybody is trying to please the Fulanis to achieve their own personal gain. All this money he's making, all this the charlatan, or what do you call it? These are the people who is making all those money for. Because he's not making money as a professor. He's not making name as a professor. His name as a professor has been thrown on the trash. If he come out tomorrow, children will pour him sand, because he doesn't make to be called a professor. For me, I don't know for another person. So, yeah. So before I finish, let me just touch this small thing one of our brothers mentioned here concerning some of our brothers, which I don't want to mention some of their names in the media. That brings us to the level of the same sacrifice you talked about. So, somebody who is educated. Somebody who say, I doesn't want to belong to this group or to the other group. Somebody who, after when all these things started, they gave you information. This is what is happening. Don't side anybody. Be neutral and watch what is happening so that you know the truth. And after when you get all those informations, you came out and you make a broadcast. The first broadcast you made, it was chatter. And you say you don't belong to any group. And you are telling us that you didn't receive any money. And you are telling us this and telling us, and then after when you voice all your nonsense out, at the end of the day, we'll know where you belong again. So I don't know how people normally deceive themselves. And after when you dance all those your dance, we will still know where you will land. And you still land in that place that they expected you to land because of what you received. And you are trying to tell the Biafrans, you have not received anything. If there is anybody that gave you something, it is not that you do it. Then why didn't you come out clear and call that man that said he gave you something that you did not receive anything from him? That if he say he gave you something, let him come out and say it in a very bold manner. Then we will know that you are a very honest person, and we will continue following you. But you are not doing that. You say, if the only person that have helped me for one thing or the other, and it is because he is a pure liar. He is a very, very big liar. And he is not uniting anybody, anything like Biafra. He is scattering Biafra, not uniting it. So that is, for me, that is the way I see it. You know? Yeah. So my prayer is people will understand what they are coming out to do. And let them do the right thing and put their sacrifice. Don't go beyond your sacrifice that you can offer. If you know what you cannot offer to Biafra with all your mind, don't do it so that Biafra will move forward. Because when you're doing what you cannot offer, you started causing us problem and setting us back. So that thing that you cannot give wholeheartedly, don't bring it. If you cannot come to broadcast with all your mind, don't come out. If you cannot offer the money with all your mind, don't give. If you cannot defend Biafra in the land, in Biafra ground with all your heart, don't come out. Because when you come out with double mind, you want to get money and you want to be in the Biafra. Before you know it, something will happen to you. And they will look at somebody and start attacking us, saying he's the one that betrayed you. It is not true. Because you did not have your focus, you did not put yourself as a person who's coming for sacrifice. That is why you cannot put on your feet and say, this is where I stand. If it is not where you are standing, if you deviate from what you are standing, you resign and say, no, I cannot sell my dignity. I cannot sell my integrity. This is what I stand. If you cannot be so, I resign. And that is how a true freedom fighter, a true person who's coming out for sacrifice is supposed to do. Not when they offer you something, you come and speak one thing. When that thing is not there, then you move to the other side and start talking jargon. That is not sacrifice. Thank you, Biafrans, and thank you, my brother Chus and Max. May God bless all of us here. In Jesus' name.
Amen. Thank you so much. I appreciate you for that amazing conclusion. My brother Max, take the mic and speak to us.
Maazị Chicks nna m ochie ha si amụọ ngwa ndị ngwasa ọmụmụ ha si amụọ ha si amụọ. Hey, what is the difference between Hisba and Hisba police in Kano that are destroying alcohol? What is the difference between what they are doing in Kano and what Soludo is doing in Biafra land?
Islamic law.
If you remember, Mazen Nnamdi Kanu said it. I don't want election to happen in Anambra. People came, begged him. He said, if I don't allow them now, they will say, oh, look at the freedom fighter. It is undemocratic. He now said, okay, let them do the election. Election that brought that idiot. Professor, intellectual, complete intellectual, honest sexual. That is the kind of people that how can you give what you don't have?
I am.
How can you give? How can you bring sanity to a state and to the people that voted you in? when your own house is not sanitized? Is it not we that the daughter is holding in the hand? Who is sure himself, the father? They said that whatever a snake will give birth to will always belong. Who is sure he is not sniffing and taking as well? Where did they learn it from? Where did they learn it from? Like father, like son, like daughter, like father. This is what is going on. You see, I do not know. It has not gotten to that when the real action will start in Biafra land. I don't know when the United States of Biafran government will approve for the real thing to begin to happen. It's just because we don't have money. Suppose that we have money, enough money. When it comes to money, this thing wouldn't have happened. This kind of elements that is threatening our people on their own ancestral land. Look at the daughter, almost nude. Almost nude. Look at the daughter holding a wrap. That is wrap. That is not cigarette. That is wrap of Indian hemp.
Confirm.
That is what is there.
If you look at her eyes, you can say don't.
It don't gauge. It don't gauge. This one don't gauge. He did different rim, and he posed with it a woman for that matter, the daughter of a professor, a daughter of a professor, and you are coming out. You are imposing this kind of draconian laws on our people. What did the Constitution of 1999 said about dress regulation and indecent dressing? What the daughter is doing over there, is that not part of the indecent dressing that their own zoo Constitution 1999 frowns at? Did the Constitution tell? How did they know that our young women are not wearing pants?
My brother, ask me.
How did they know?
So they will harassing all the women they see on the street. They will harass them and press their body and
so you will pull their skate. You will pull their skate from them before you now know that they are not wearing pants.
Encouraging sexual harassment in the open.
Are they using onyokometer, penetrative onyokometer to see that our young ladies are not wearing panties? Do you know when they started wearing panties that we begin to feel uncomfortable for ourselves and our body? In those days, there were nothing like cancer. There was nothing like this. What do they call this? Ovarian cancer and the rest of them. The other one, cervical cancer and the rest. How did these things get into our bodies, our women bodies, and attack them? Probably from the exposure of, some of these things that they are wearing under them. These are some of the things. Look at the breast cancer that they are talking about. There is that, is it a form of silicone something they used to do, that form they used to do, prepare the bra.
Yeah.
They used to manufacture the bra. Some people, there are medical advices that say that if you are not going out, on a very, very important thing that you need to hold yourself very well, your breast intact, don't use them because they contribute somehow to the cancer that our women are having today, breast cancer. Just like the guy said here. Are they dressing indecently that which your constitution frowns about? Why will you go ahead and start? What is the difference between you and Kanu Hizbah, Islamic Hizbah police? Your children have dread. They are plaiting their own hair as well. You cannot talk to them. You come outside, you are now fighting those outside who gave you the right to cut off their head and give them such instruction. Is that part of your law? Because they say any law that is in contravention or contradiction with the national law stand void. No, be so they talk.
That's so.
This one is now, you are going into the rise of the people. That's where you're going to. Is Anambra an Islamic state? These things will stop. And when we are telling you people, the Anambrarians, oh, I deal with criminals, I deal with this. There is nobody. They are killing. This man has formed a vigilante. He is going to, do you know the reason why he formed that vigilante group? He formed that vigilante group, gearing towards his re-election.
Yes.
He is going to use them for the purpose, not for this, what he is doing, but for his re-election. You will see what will happen there. And when you come to election, there is no time in Anambra. Anambra is the head of crisis in Biafra land. If it is not Andioba, it is Opa, the other Oba, what is his name, sir? Ifani. If it is not this general, this billionaire, it's against this billionaire, and this billionaire. There are always rancor within the ranks of these people, especially their politicians. And this one is a professor, intellectual professor. Look at what he is doing to the people of Anambra. You see, these things will stop. That is the reason why, if you are under my voice today, if you are hearing my voice, please, you must understand that what Biafra needs, what the Biafran people need is Biafra. In Biafra, as long as you are not exposing your body, appearing nude, your body is covered. I have no issue with you. But for someone to determine for you how you are going to, dress, whether you wear pants, undies, or bra, that is nonsensical to me. Okay. It's absolutely idiotic, very imbecilic, I would say. That is nonsense. You are voted to go and fix road. You are voted to make life meaningful for the people of Anambra. You were voted to give them social amenities like water. States have been given authority now to power their states if they have the capacity to do that. Fix their education. Raise people out of poverty line. Use the resources that has been given to you from the federal allocation to make life meaningful, not to come there to make their life miserable. And we are using this opportunity to tell Soludo he should mind whatever that is going to do in Biafra land, because Anambra is part of Biafra land. The people that you are going to treat badly, we will keep the records for you, just like I have kept in mind a long time ago what P2B did in the Ezu River against the Biafran people. That will never be erased. And as it is, even if I go down 6 feet today, I have also told my daughter, this is what this man did to the people that were fighting for the liberation of her grandmother's land. And we will keep the record for them. Biafra is not Islamic or Sharia controlled state. Allow our people to dress anyhow they want to dress, as long as it's not nudity. They are not appearing nude. Don't interfere in their personal lives. That is what Nigeria will give you. See, this is the reason why we are running away from that entity Mazuchurch. This is the reasons why we are running away from that entity. And some of them, these same people, will tell you, oh no, it's not the way you are doing it. Oh, that is not the way the man. And come and show us, you will not tell us. What you will do is to go and form a vigilante group, begin to pass unnecessary, idiotic laws against your own people. Your time is numbered. We will not continue to allow such elements to continue to make life miserable for our people. Mazi Chips, I yield here. Thank you.
Thank you so much, my beloved brother Max. I appreciate you for your amazing support. And we have brought the program to an end. I think Okusi trying to come back again, but his network is not connecting. So I appreciate every Biafran that have been part of this program today from the beginning to the end. Thank you for all your support. Please like and share if you have not done so. Continue to support the Biafran government, the United States of Biafra. Continue to pray for Dr. Ngozi Oraweze, pray for Mazi Simon Eba, and pray for Asuda Mazi Nandekan. It is very important. We must continue to do what we have to do. And remember, sacrifice is the pinnacle of patriotism. Stop making Biafra restoration success about yourself. It is about all of us. It is about our collective interests. Always remember that. My beloved brother Maxwell, give us your last word as we go.
I don't have much to tell our people. The only thing I will tell our people is that if you don't have any reason to go out at night, please remain in your houses, because there are quite a lot of secret things that are happening in Biafra land. These people are sending their spies to come and spy our people. They are using our own people to spy on our people. They are using our own people to find information and intelligent gathering. They are conducting an intelligent gathering on our people using our own people. Know how you speak to people. If it is not your family member or somebody in terms of business or whatever, when it comes to Biafra, how you feel about Biafra, please do not go deeper. Just stop it from there. Because the more you go deeper as an intelligent operative, the more they'll begin to draw more questions and you will begin to answer. Please see more and talk less. See more and talk less, because we are in the midst of enemies, both within and outside. I love you all. And may Chukwu Kikabiyama continue to bless Mazi Nnamdi, protect him. Simon Ekpa, bless him and protect him. Our men on the ground, may God bless each and every one of them as they carry out that duty of sacrifice to protect their ancestral land. You, the media warriors, may God continue to close the eyes of the enemy that will be flagging you off wherever you are to your platform and channels. May God bless Dr. Oraweze, her kitchen cabinet members, the honorable members of the United States of Biafra, the entire ground of my mother's, ancestral land. I say, may God continue to bless each and every one of you. Make sure, no matter how small God has provided for you, make sure you contribute, whether on fundraising day or not. Whatever you have, contribute, because a little drop of water will definitely make a mighty ocean. Thank you so much. And from the love of my father's land, the Kusasi people, I say, may God bless each and every one of you. Thank you for having me.
Thank you so much, my beloved brother Max. I appreciate you. May Chukwu Kikabiyama guide and protect you also, and bless every Biafrans. Bless our Deputy Prime Minister, Dr. Ngozi Oraweze. May Chukwu Kikabiyama bless our Prime Minister, Mazi Simon Eba. Bless our Supreme Mazi Nandekan. I appreciate every one of you that have been on this program. Thank you so much for being part of the program. Remain blessed, and see you again next time.
Oh, Mama Biafra, where you dey? fight like lion, keeping Biafra safe from Zion. Oh, Mama Biafra, your children they cry. Finland free our prime minister. We no go lie. Our enemy they try to annihilate. Free am now before it's too late. Freedom no be small something. Now waiting we dey demand without fronting. Biafra land we want them strong. We Simon Tekpa we go march along. From the east to the west we dey shout. Mama Biafra, yeah, I'll call no doubt. Enemies close, but we stand up tall. Together we rise, we no go follow. Oh, Mama Biafra, your children they cry. Finland free our prime minister. We no go lie. Our enemy they try to annihilate. Freedom now before it's too late. In unity we go they strive. Fight for freedom, we go alive. With courage and strength we they fight. Mama Biafra, our guiding light. Oh, Mama Biafra, your children they cry. Finland free our prime minister. We no go lie. Our enemy they try to annihilate. Free am now before it's too late. Freedom no be small something. Now waiting we dey demand without fronting. Biafra land we want them strong.
Welionaga. Obobi anamania. Omo Biafra ne wongo. Israel ne wongo. Owo kainjana. Owo kainjana. Hey. Na so. Anyala. Omo Biafra n'ala. Anyị n'ala n'ala nsọ. Ngwanụ ka anyị lawa. Aka mkpuchi ọnwa. Aka mkpuchi ọnwa. We are unstoppable. We are indefatigable. The 14 states of Biafra. Ngwanu. Anyana. Iye chidere. Odego ya. Chidera i Biafra. Anyala wala. Mandi nọ n'obodo Igbo, mandi nọ na Nigeria, mandi nọ na mba ụwa ọzọ dị iche iche. Obi kadawala, ọ nọkwanyu n'ugwu na ndịda. Oge ụnụ anyị erugo, webe ọṅụ, webe ọṅụ.
they want.